she's so fine. Hell of a blows my mind. Hell of a lights my...
What's good, guys? This story is coming out of Florida, and I want to thank Marie722 for sending it to me. Florida teenager 14 is found slain in woods days after going missing, and 2 suspects are accused. Authorities in Florida are investigating the killing of a 14-year-old who was found dead in the woods more than a week after going missing. Cody Walker of Pace was reported missing by his family on March the 19th after he was last seen alive 4 days earlier. On March 28th, his body was found in a wooded area in Munson. At a Tuesday press conference, Santa Rosa County Sheriff Bob Johnson announced that 2 men, Isaiah Jordan McCullers, 18, and Isaac Cameron Daniels, 19, are charged with first-degree felony murder during the commission of a robbery in connection with Cody's death. McCullers is currently behind bars on an unrelated charge. Authorities are still searching for Daniels. Attorney information from McCullers was unavailable on Wednesday. Johnson told reporters investigators have a, quote, solid motive, end quote, but he declined to reveal further details. Investigators believe Cody died on the morning of March the 15th and was killed where his body was found. According to McCullers' arrest report, the 18-year-old was taken into custody for allegedly violating probation on March the 28th, the same day Cody's body was found. At the time, McCullers was considered a person of interest in Cody's death and refused to speak with detectives, the Pensacola News-Journal reports. He later changed his mind, but what he told detectives remains unclear. The Journal reports his statements to police were redacted from the copy of the report released to the public. Before his death, Cody had a difficult life, losing his father and oldest sister according to a GoFundMe page started for his family. His mother and sister are now working on burying their loved one, but also moving, the page states. They are absolutely terrified to live here any longer. They lost everything here, and they need a chance to start over somewhere. Cody's mother can keep her daughter safe, the page states. It adds, this family has gone through enough and they need your help. Anyone with information on Daniel's whereabouts is urged to contact investigators at 850-983-1190. Those wishing to remain anonymous can contact the Santa Rosa County Crime Stoppers program at srccs.com or at 850-437-STOP. Now, I'm going to play the actual press conference that the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Department did in regards to this case. And I'm going to wrap it up with that. But I did want to bring this story to the channel, and I hope that they do find Daniels and bring him in. I believe he said the U.S. Marshal's office is also on the hunt for him. So thanks for watching, guys.
We're going to talk about the Cody Walker homicide case today. And as you all know, Cody went missing on the 14th of March. He's a 14-year-old male. It did not get reported to us until the 19th of March. And the reason I'm telling you that is forensic evidence and witness testimony put his death probably occurring on the morning of the 15th of March. So he wasn't even reported to us as missing till the 19th. The body was found up in Munson on March 28th. On March 30th, we had a suspect in custody, not for the homicide charge, but for a violation of probation. But we still considered him at that time a person of interest. On April 1st, we got a positive ID that the body discovered in Munson was Cody Walker. On the 2nd, we had a murder charge. 1 day later, we had a murder charge on the suspect who was identified as Isaiah McCullers. Do we have that picture, Rich? 18-year-old individual. And he is currently in our jail on violation of probation for failed to register as a criminal and also first-degree felony murder during a robbery. That's the charge he's currently in. As soon as we found the body, all our detectives basically responded to it, and they conducted 30 plus interviews and 7 search warrants. And let me tell you this, there's some stuff on social media that's kind of aggravating to us right now because they're saying we didn't respond in a timely fashion and we didn't really put all our resources to bear on this case because Cody Walker had run-ins with us prior. Well, I think we've dispelled that because obviously when you have a positive ID on the victim and you already have a guy in jail, that tells you we took it pretty serious, and we take every case serious. If it's a homicide case, I don't care who gets killed, we take that very seriously in Santa Rosa County. And our major crimes guys hit the ground running, and so we have this individual currently in jail, and now we need your help. We're looking for another individual. Do we have his? All right, so Isaac Daniels. Now his street name is Zoe. He's wanted on a first-degree felony murder during a robbery charge. Now also, during the course of this investigation, both these individuals, the one we're looking for and the one we have in jail, it was discovered they're responsible for 2 more robberies. So more charges are pending. We're hoping that Mr. Daniels there will be in custody shortly. We have everybody from the U.S. Marshals to our guys out looking for him, so hopefully he will be in custody soon. If he's listening to this or if he sees this, turn yourself in. We promise, we guarantee your safety. If you resist, we're going to do what we have to do to get you off the street because obviously this is a pretty serious charge. And I'll let our state attorney discuss the charges and the possible ramifications and the sentencing that can come from these. So.
First of all, Sheriff, I want to thank you and your staff for such a fine job in this case. Again, I think he pointed out the timeline from when they believed that the individual was killed to the time that his body was discovered, and then within 24 hours having a suspect in custody charged with first-degree felony murder. There are 2 types of first-degree murder. One being a premeditated murder, and the other being a felony murder committed in the commission of a robbery. And that is what this individual has been charged with, and what we intend upon his capture charging the other individual with, or the Sheriff's Department, of course. These are offenses that are punishable by either life without parole or a possible death sentence. We will present the case at the appropriate time to a grand jury, and we believe that we will get an indictment and proceed with prosecution. And we intend to see that they do not see the streets of this county or any other county again. If anyone has any questions that I could answer as far as the charges, possible charges, or how this case will go forward procedurally, I'd be happy to answer them. Bob?
Thank you. And also, if you know the whereabouts of Mr. Daniels, 437-STOP Crime Stoppers, give them a call. 100% anonymous, will never know who you are, and you could get a reward up to $3,000. So if you know his whereabouts, it's easy money. And we also want to say thanks to Class Kids and Crime Stoppers for their help in this case. They were a great help, and that's one of the reasons it has come to a conclusion so quickly. So any questions in reference to the case? Yes.
I just want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. So the person who is currently in jail, he was already in jail on April 1st for a probation violation before you charged him in this murder.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. He had the active warrant, and at that time we arrested him on the VOP. He was a person of interest in the homicide as well.
And can you give any sort of information? He's charged with first-degree felony murder during a robbery, but was he walking home, or was he in his home? He was abducted out of it, or is there any sort of information you can provide?
We can't do that right now. Once the other individual is in custody, and we get a couple more search warrants done and things like that, we'll have a lot more information and we'll get it out to you. But we can't really tell you exactly how he was picked up by the 2 and where all that happened. Yes, ma'am.
Any idea on the motive why these guys would allegedly want to kill a 14-year-old?
Oh, yeah, we have a motive, but we can't really discuss it right now. That'll come in a later press release as well. But yeah, we have a solid motive. And I'll tell you this, we can't comment on it. It's still an active investigation. The second guy's not in custody. But I can tell you this much. There's a lot of talk about Cody Walker not being a good person, and that's why we weren't interested in solving it, and all this is out there. I can tell you this, when you hang around people, that deal in drugs and carry weapons, sometimes bad things happen. And that's, they don't take into consideration age. They don't take into consideration race or any of that stuff. It's a business. Drug dealing is a business. And,
And I believe that both of these subjects, correct me if I'm wrong, are teenagers themselves.
Yeah, one's 18, one's 19. So I believe Isaiah McCullers is 18 and Mr. Daniels is 19. So, they take it as a business, and you start, messing around with their business, they take it seriously, and people die. So.
Is it pretty uncommon to have kids this young committing crimes like this?
Well, if you would ask me back in the 80s or 90s, I'd say yeah, but now it's becoming more prevalent. It's not that much of a shocker anymore to see.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. So, any other questions? Okay, thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it. And if you need any other information, reports-wise, Rich Alloy there will take care of you.